Yes, once again, it is story time with Steve DeMarco, and I'm Steve DeMarco, so story time. Thanks for watching my last video, and this is a response / piggyback, and it is another memorable moment in my wrestling career. Not always on the performer side, but sometimes on the creative side or management side. I'd give you a little brief history. I'd been booking, at this point, I'd been booking Uncut for about a year. No, I take that back. About 10 months. 10, 11 months. And I had a good champion in place, this guy, Robert Evans. He was a really good champion, very charismatic, very successful on our television show. But I had put him on Uncut first, and he was a great guy on the mic, and is truly talented, very good guy to have in anyone's locker room. He was truly a blessing for me early on, and he was my champion. He pretty much had beaten everyone. And I came to the decision that by Christmas or around there, I wanted a title change. That would be roughly about a 6-month reign, pretty solid reign. And I had been kind of searching for guys to step up. And one guy in particular, his name's Trey, that's his character. And he was a kid. He had been watching our televised show, been in the stands, but he was also a wrestler. He was a fan, but a wrestler, so tried utilizing him. It's different things. And then I came up, with the help of a few friends, came up with the Weekend at Bernie's gimmick, where the music was kind of his fuel. As the music played, he would dance around. When the music stopped, he stopped and talked to the locker room about getting this character over. And he was a minor character. He was kind of a mid-card guy. I don't ever believe in like low card talent. I believe in mid-card and above. But even mid-card in the sense of, he wasn't truly a guy in the main event. He was a guy that just entertained the crowd. It was kind of like a novelty. But he worked. And he got over. It helped that he had a good song that people could get behind. And he was just a fun character. And I had this champion who beat, like I said, he beat quite a few people. And he was very successful, also in our televised show. But I came to him with this idea about him dropping the title. And I think about that time he wanted a little break after Christmas from Uncut, just to kind of recharge his batteries and focus on the televised show. And then he would come back and work a little feud here and there. And so we had to come up with a person. And we came up with names, and some were pretty decent and some not so. And I thought, what about Trey? And I kind of put out this idea of making Trey even a more forgotten character, just putting him out there a lot, losing matches, people figuring out what made him tick, and eventually just kind of, in essence, seemingly pushing him aside, at the same time raising other guys to his status. So, but putting Trey kind of off. And we're getting around to 0 Hour, which was our December 9th show. December 9th, 2005, I believe. And we're getting around there. And I hadn't told anybody that Trey was going to go over. I had it in my mind and talked to Robert, and I told a couple of people. Told the Richard Hill, who writes the Saturday show, and I helped him out every so often. Told him about my idea, and told a couple other guys, and fought for the chance to put this kid in this position. But didn't let the locker room know. I pretty much put him like in the back burner and pushed other guys. And the day of our event, which would be a DVD taping, which we rarely did on Uncut, we did our big shows. On the sheet, I put who was going to have matches. We had built up this nice wrestling event, DVD quality show, and I put on the sheet that Robert Evans would go over in a 4-way, and I had elimination. style matches sometimes. Not all the time, but for title matches I generally had this, elimination style matches. And it was a 4-way. And triple X to the extreme, triple XXX to the extreme, something like that. Triple XXX. Someone will correct me on that. Was one. This guy Richter was another one. Robert was the champion, and then Trey had lucked out and won a battle royal. Him and a couple other guys, and we kind of did this thing where I told everyone in the back, okay, we're going to get to a point where it's going to be just Trey and Robert, and what I want to do is have the entire locker room come out because they don't like Robert, and cue the music, tell them to play the music, play the music, play the music, in a way of getting Trey to go from not moving and being kind of a statue to moving, and then he would go into a small little bit of action, and it would finish with Robert going over somehow, probably reversing a pin. And I said, just go out there and cheer like you really want Trey to win. I said it really borders on everyone doing their part. So around intermission, I told the referee what was going to happen. And again, everyone believed that Robert Evans was going to go over. So we get to the point, I'm watching this match, kind of thinking, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Robert, performed to the best of his ability and did a really good job, and had made the other guys in it kind of, get to the level. And the whole time the music's not playing, so Trey Man's in a position. He's just kind of locked in a movement, and he's just in that one thing. And as everyone else gets eliminated, the music still stopped. And you have all the locker room come out, and they start pounding, saying, play the music, play the music, play the music. And they play the music, and they go back and forth, back and forth. Finally, they go into a victory roll pin combination. Trey initiates it. And what's supposed to happen is Robert reverses it. Well, rest counting 1, 2, Robert doesn't reverse it. He lets Trey stay seated on top of him. 3. The guys couldn't believe it. And the fans erupted. They hadn't believed that this guy who hadn't lost in so long just lost to a guy whose main power source is the music. And just the expression on his face, and the look on everybody else's face, that I let this kid who pretty much had done everything I had asked without question, and really just took every bit of advice and used it and made the most of it. And it was one of the better nights of my life as far as being in the wrestling profession and not actually being a performer. So hopefully you like that story.